Hi everyone and welcome. Today I've been asked to take a look at Search Atlas. It's an SEO tool, and as a digital marketing agency I'm always looking for what's new and exciting. This tool has been around for a number of years. I think it was maybe previously called Auto. I've used it before, but hey, it's 2025. Things are changing. It's time to take a look at it and see exactly how it works. So I'm just going to start off with somebody that is not a client of ours. I picked a random San Diego personal injury law firm, the McClellan law firm. They have a nice looking site, and we're going to see exactly how it lives up here. Just taking a quick look at their site, it looks like they do truck accidents, car accidents, public transportation, product liability. Okay, so let's go ahead and onboard them. Start here, and we know that they're in the US, so we're going to do that. So far the onboarding seems kind of easy. Looks like it's going to create Geo-Grids. That's important because that's going to show where the firm's ranking across different parts in the city. As you probably know, where I'm physically searching from will show the different results from different areas. If I'm a mile from here, I might see different results. I'm just going to go ahead and hit continue and continue. It looks like it's trying to tell me all the things I should do. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, they're trying to onboard me. It looks like it's starting to do a crawl. That's what looks like is happening right now. That's typical, whether you're using Ahrefs or SEMrush or Screaming Frog, whatever SEO tool you're using, you're typically going to get a crawl of the website. That's when they send out their little bots and they look at every page and come back with an analysis. Look, you see the word auto here. I mentioned this was auto. It's going to basically come back and say, hey, look, this is where the site's at. This is what you need to improve. And that's the kind of quick wins we're looking for. So the faster we can get that information, definitely the better. So I like that. Well, let's take a look at the initial overview of what comes up here. So domain power, this is a grade that they're using. It's on a 100-point logarithmic scale, you can see. And this is not something that Google uses, but it would be equivalent to Ahrefs, which would be a domain rating that you might see, a score from 1 to 100. Every SEO tool out there has one. Even when Google started, they used PageRank, which was a 1 to 10 score. And that's no longer the case, but we do need a way to determine, hey, why is this website more valuable than others? And it looks like they're basing it off organic traffic and keyword performance. So maybe not necessarily links, which is what a lot of these used to calculate on, but we'll see. It looks like it does backlink detection, so they're saying there's 329 other websites linking back to them 7,700 times, and they're ranking for 2.9, so 2,900 keywords with an average estimated organic traffic of 18,500 visits per month. So all this right now, very similar to Ahrefs if you were to plug it in. Now let's click here to see exactly what happens. It looks like we have an overview page. It's still loading. That could be because it's crawling the site. I noticed that there's a recrawl button here, so that indicates to me that's what's happening right now. So it may be a few minutes before we have access to this data, but let's take a look at some of the data here on the overview page. Looks like we're going to have a domain power, so that's the overall authority of the page. Looks like we're going to have a URL rating, that's the authority of the specific pages in your website. If you want your car accident page to rank higher, having a higher URL rating is probably going to help. That's how it works in other tools, like Ahrefs. We have backlinks. Again, that number is already different from the one it showed, but the referring domains is similar. Trust flow, the perceived trustworthiness. So are they getting their links from a lot of new sites or big authority sites like YouTube or Reuters? They give specific examples here. I like that. That's easy to understand. And it gives you a spam score too. Again, don't know how accurate any of this is at first glance. I'm just doing an overview here, but that's interesting that you can just get this information. Organic search, keywords. Looks like there's, again, the keyword metrics we talked about. In the top 3 rankings, they have 245 keywords. Those are important because those are the ones that are going to drive the traffic, most likely, right? When you do a search now, you're going to see different results. You might have an AI overview. You might have ads, you might have organic search results and local results. And so being in the top 3 is more essential than ever. And then it looks like they're involved in some paid search as well, and they're spending about $14,000 a month to show up in paid search. That's pretty typical because they're with Scorpion. They're probably doing other traffic channels. This would probably only be detecting Google's traffic spend is my guess. So they have organic and paid metrics down here. Let's look at organic because these are the free clicks. Looks like most of their traffic is coming from the United States, which is good. And it looks like they've seen some big increases recently on the organic traffic side. So they did something right there, potentially. I mean, this is first glance. So important thing, whenever you're looking at any tool, what's the metric you care about at the end of the day? That's probably how many signed cases am I getting? Or how many phone calls am I getting that turn into signed cases and web leads and contact forms? And if you're not trying to tie the attribution back to that in some way, then you're going to have a hard time. So it's important to keep that as a North Star because rankings fluctuate like this. It could be time of day, it could be location, like I already mentioned. So having a number one ranking is not the metric you care about. I would be more inclined to care about the number of visits landing on that specific page and then those contacts are converting because that's what's going to bring me cases. There's so many other elements to SEO that go overlooked because people just focus on am I number one? And if you're only focused on that, you're also ignoring things like story brand, like am I converting this person? Am I telling my story? Am I making them the hero? And I'm the guide to help them get to the success. Your page is not doing those things, then you're not really going to have a lot of success in search, even if you're ranking number one. So back to this organic research, it looks like they have 245 ranking. One of the things is I don't know where it's pulling this ranking data. Another big thing to talk about with ranking data is usually when you're using a tool like this, and we'll evaluate this in a few minutes as we dig deeper, but it's pulling from one location. It's probably saying from the city center of San Diego. If I search auto car accident lawyers, which I don't think that search volume is right, I think it's grouping it in with car accident attorneys and car accident lawyers and other relevant keywords. But just to say that it's probably searching from the city center only, whereas again, if I'm in the middle of San Diego or I'm searching from the San Diego Zoo, I'm going to see two different results in the organic and local results there. They have 265 keywords in positions 4 through 10. These would be the ones you want to identify because maybe they're lower hanging fruits. Maybe if SEO is your focus, you could say, you know what, we're doing good right here, but these ones will move up a little quicker if we put our effort there. Let's do that. Low hanging fruits are a one-time thing. It's not an SEO strategy. It's like a tactic. It's something you can do, and then you kind of move on. So that's something that you would do there. And it's showing, look, these are the people that I think are doing better than you. The Gomez firm is getting 21,000 visits a month, and your law office is getting 10,000. So it's showing how many common keywords and the competition that overlap between you and this firm. So another one, keywords by intent. This is really important because the intent of a keyword really matters, and it matters for the pages you want to rank. So you have to do searches like San Diego personal injury attorney. And I'm doing this right now because the intent of this, we're going to see what Google think my intent is. It looks like it thinks my intent is to find one because these are all law firms. But what if I just change that to highest rated San Diego? Well, look, now it's thinking maybe the intent is I want to look at a list of them. So I'm going to show super lawyers for the best lawyers that are rated here. And I'm going to show Reddit. You can see that its search intent really matters and has a big impact on where your firm ranks. So how much traffic are they getting, branded versus non-branded? This is another important metric, and it's getting more important realistically, okay? If people are searching for your brand, you're going to show up in ChatGPT. You're going to show up in other large language models. The more people that know or like your brand are more likely to hire you. So typically, if people find you on Google, that's good if they go on your website and they contact you, but they're more likely to do so if they've already heard of your brand, if they already know of you, if they already like you or trust you. So the more branded keywords you see and the more you see that growth, the better. Non-branded would, of course, just be a generic keyword like car accident attorney. Branded keyword, just for an example, would be not San Diego personal injury attorney, but again, for the name of the law firm, the McClellan law firm, or McClellan law, or name of the attorney. This is their pay-per-click position distribution and their paid competitors, and it's showing their example ads, what they're doing. That's helpful for ad teams. Backlink research, usually when you see big spikes like this, how many backlinks are they getting at a time? It could be that maybe a footer link was added on a website that links back, so every page on this huge website started linking back, or it could be that this tool just recrawled or found a site that it didn't know about. Remember, this tool is not Google. Google sees something different than what this tool sees, but what this tool is trying to do is emulate what Google sees to make educated decisions. Links, it's showing the type of links, maybe the top links here. No follow, whether, and that's if they pass page rank, meaning they don't, and then follow links pass page rank, essentially. Authority. You do need both, and they both have an impact, maybe a little bit more overlooked and nuanced in 2025. In top anchors, this still matters. It looks like most of their anchor text, which is the clickable part of a link that you would find on another website, is mostly branded. So they're not really doing any keyword-rich terms, and it looks like these are where their links are from. Fine law, they're probably paying for directory listings and all that. Okay, so a very good analysis overall. I'm impressed with this. It's very similar to Ahrefs. The layout might be a little bit better in my eyes. But let's dive in. Let's look at keywords now. Looks like it's showing a position graph. I like this. Organic keywords, and it's showing the history. It looks like what we want is the orange, the top three. That's what we care about, right? And it looks like they have an easy to sort way, so you can kind of see that growth. But again, is this driving cases? Let's take a look. I'll tell you right now if this is indeed accurate. So again, auto car accident lawyers, I know that there's not 10,000 search of that per month. That's being grouped in with other keywords. In fact, I'm just going to click on this and see what's happening here to see if it tells me, because that is an obscure keyword. So ranking number 1 is going to look good on a report, but is it going to get you calls? Not as many as you would like. I'll tell you that right now. Auto accident attorney, car accident attorneys, car accident law firm, on the other hand, would be more beneficial. Well, that's taking some time to load. Insurance bad faith attorney, that's a great keyword to rank for in that market. So what we would do is, let's check the accuracy of this, right? And I'm going to just check it from the city center, but keep in mind that again, wherever I'm at the city, this ranking would change. I'm going to use Bright Local's, whatever they call their search emulator for local search results checker here. I'm going to put in that keyword and say, I'm in San Diego. I'm right in the middle of the city. Let's check the search results. Page 1, we have number 1. That's good. So that tells me that that is accurate from that location. That's great. I can't turn on my precise location because I'm not in San Diego right now, but we'll look at that in a minute to see what's going on there. So that's a great keyword, a lot of value there. If you take the insurance bad faith cases, San Diego personal injury lawyer, personal injury law firm, San Diego. Man, these are good keywords from a local perspective. So I'm liking this. So it looks like they definitely have some strong keywords here on the organic side. So that's great. So that's definitely going to get some traffic. Let's see if this came through. Okay, so good. Keyword research, organic traffic, that's great. It's a good indication of how well the search is going. It is increasing. So there's definitely some work being done there. So topical dominance. This is something that I usually call share of search, I believe. Let me just take a quick look. All right, well, let's go ahead and add some competitors. Who did we see earlier? San Diego personal injury attorney. Yeah, we know Geo-Grids. You love the exact name here. San Diego personal injury attorneys, exact match domain name. Quick note here, you see this very long URL. They're using a UTM tracking code. That's something that we do as digital marketers to make sure we can track who's clicking on those local results like I just did. But let's add Juris. Let's go ahead and add San Diego personal injury attorneys. You know they're going to be ranking okay because they have an exact match keyword name. So it's easier to get away with that still in 2025. Not as good as it was, but they're definitely getting a benefit from that. Okay, it says it won't take long. Let's see what happens here. And while that's loading, go back to the keyword research. You have to wait around for this data. And then here we go. This is also a problem because it's saying, look, I've loaded the data, but for your keyword, auto car accident lawyers, there's no keyword difficulty or average searches. Let's just say car accident attorney. And also it's only looking for the United States, which is a potential problem as well because it's taking it from the whole country, whereas we know search results are very localized. If I'm searching from San Diego, I'm going to get San Diego results. If I'm searching from Denver, Colorado, I'm going to get Denver results. Okay, all that's still going. Well, the one thing I don't like in SEO tools personally is waiting, but you got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to open up yet another tab here and see if I know the initial scan finished running. So hopefully this will speed up. Looks like it's still crawling actually. Yeah, they do have a pixel on this particular one. That just makes it easier for SEOs to make updates and it will add content to the pages. So anyway, it's still processing all of that, I think. Or maybe we have to add that first. You can't deploy fixes until the pixel is installed. Okay, so it will fix on-page issues if you install that. That is cool. That is something that Ahrefs does not offer as far as I'm aware. SEMrush doesn't offer that either. I saw a TikTok video of somebody using this on the page that were invisible on one of the edits. I didn't investigate this. I just saw this on a TikTok video, so take it with a grain of salt for now. But that was like black hat SEO tactics in 2008 or earlier where we would hide keywords and stuff on the bottom of a page or the same color text even before that. That is so old school, and at one point that was very penalized and frowned upon. So definitely not something I would be eager to go back to. Let's go back to the website analysis while we're waiting. All right, we know topical dominance is loading, so let's move on to pages. Let's see what we have here. So this should show our organic pages and the estimated traffic. These numbers are typically wildly inaccurate. If I were to pull up my own Google Analytics data and I had access to this site or Search Console data, these numbers are not going to match at all. Take these with a grain of salt. We use them from a projection standpoint to say, hey, look, we estimate that if we get you ranking in the top 3 in this period of time, you're going to get this many visits, and 5% of those are going to convert to website contacts, and you have a very efficient case intake system, so 20% of those are going to turn into cases. And then in other firms where they don't have an efficient intake system and the attorney has to be involved in every case sign up, guess what happens to that case sign up? There's not a good process. It's not a good enough process, and the conversion rate goes down. I say that just because take these numbers with a grain of salt. That's the whole reason. But it's cool. It obviously is crawling the website. It's looking at every page, and it's telling us, hey, these are the pages getting traffic. And if these numbers lined up, it also kind of gives us a strategy. Like if this checked out, this is something we would typically do in Screaming Frog. We would say, you know what, we have to kill this page if it doesn't have any backlinks going to it, and it has no traffic, and it's not providing any value because it's bringing down the quality of your site. So usually it's deleting the page, moving it to a different domain, or enhancing the content if it's an evergreen topic, something that we can continue to talk about. This one looks like a news article, so that wouldn't necessarily be the case, but we have that. So, I mean, that's useful, assuming, again, the data tracks up. The problem here, as with anything, is you really have to have this data linked to your own data because it is making assumptions. And if you can corroborate this data with actual data and say these pages are not, then this is a big time saver. This is something that could save a ton of time. So I'm happy about that. Subdomains, that would be like a www as a subdomain, but it could also be accidents.mcclellanlaw.com. Google typically treats those as different websites altogether. Like the authority isn't typically passed and all of that from one subdomain to another. So typically you only have one version of your website. There are cases where that wouldn't be the case, but typically general advice, that's what I would do. Looks like it has a Google Ads analysis, so that's cool. Ad copies, all right. It looks like it has a Facebook ads integration. I do like that. The funny thing is now, just talking about all these tools, is everybody's using a lot of the same tools. We have a lot of our own proprietary tools that we've built that uses data that we go out and get to make decisions. Sometimes the way that people collect data may not be helpful, or maybe it's the same data everybody else is using and other things are missed that way. So just something else to kind of consider. It says this ad is active and it's been running since 2019. Hope that is not the case. Talk about ad fatigue. If you've never heard of that, if you're not changing your ads often, people see them, they're bored. Okay, they do need to change and you will get better results. Position changes. Okay, so this is similar to what Ahrefs has. It shows the keyword, the intent. This one's commercial. They do want to hire. I would agree with that intent. I love that it has that classification because the search results are typically going to match that classification. If I'm looking for a longer tail keyword, I was going to see if there's one down here. But basically, if I'm looking for one, head injury law, Google is basically saying people are searching for the answer to this question. And so it's probably going to have pages ranking that are answering that question in a strong way. So search intent really matters because if I wanted to get cases for head injury and I created a personal injury landing pages for head injury law, that's probably not even going to rank. It doesn't have the opportunity to rank because Google understands the intent of that keyword when people are searching. So this is showing the keyword, the search intent, its previous ranking position, its current ranking position, search features, so that's good. It has a people also ask. That means those questions that pop up there. It looks like it's adding that. The estimated traffic, the estimated search volume, the cost per click, the keyword difficulty, how difficult it is, again, based on content and links. It looks like you have advanced filters. I don't see filters here to show, hey, look, local results versus organic results. It looks like this is only organic results from what I can tell at this time. So that's a bit annoying. Everybody has their own backlinks, data, Meraz, and it doesn't matter who you're using. They're all going to have it. See links coming in as people mention you and link to your content and talk about you. That is a major ranking signal. It still helps a lot in 2025 as multiple studies continue to show. So if you are losing links, you do want to replace those. I think that's something that people get wrong with SEO is they're like, well, let me just get up to the top and then I'll just kind of scale back. And really, this is a game where you get to the top and then you find other keywords that you continue to get to the top and you keep building this moat and creating a bigger moat between you and your competitors. Because if you don't, they will catch up. And if you do that, what's the point? It's kind of like turning ads on and off. And the problem with SEO, though, is it takes so long to get up there. You need to keep the momentum. SEO, it is about momentum. Some of the ways that Google ranks your site isn't what you're doing today, but what you did 3 months ago. And that's one of the reasons that SEO timelines are kind of extended sometimes as well. It takes a bit longer to get consistent results. You can always do things quick. They're going to get quick results. But if you care about sustainable growth and non-penalization, things that are going to lead to prosperity and signing more cases and building a brand over time, then you have to take these things into consideration. So let's look at the competitors here. It looks like it auto-generated them, and it's just showing some competitor scores and common keywords. So, again, very similar to Ahrefs, like all of this so far. There's a few differences, I think especially on the paid side and the UI, kind of like it a little bit more. If I'm just being honest, things I don't like are this, the loading, and this apparently doesn't work. Those things are kind of the Site Explorer. I'm sure it's still running the scan. Let me just recheck that real quickly here. Yep, it doesn't have a score or anything yet. So it is still crawling, and therefore we don't have the local rank checking. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this website is using a proprietary CMS, so it could have some issues the way that it's crawling it. And what I mean by that is Scorpion, they use a website that they say you own, but it's powered by their back end essentially. It's not like WordPress where you would fully own the front end and the back end. So when you leave, you could take your site with you, but are you going to be able to edit it easily, like log in and edit it? That functionality is gone. You don't really own it from that perspective, which is very frustrating whenever people find that out kind of a little bit too late. So since all this other stuff is loading from the site side, let's take a look and see what else it has. Okay, home, Content Genius, optimizes every step. You've got to configure AI settings. So I think generally people have a bad taste in their mouth about AI content, and for the right reasons, because whether you're using this or ChatGPT, people are doing very lazy prompting or shitty prompting. And what I mean by that is people are just giving the large language models like a very little bit of information. So that's what I'm doing right now in this case. How would I actually do it? Well, I would take the brand's voice guide. I would take the style guidelines. I would say, here are good examples that we've written on our website that our client likes. Here are bad examples our client hates. Now let's research the section. Let's create the content around that. And it's basically an iterative process where you're going through multiple steps and then you're human editing it and you're checking the sources, making sure that if you're referencing any case law that it's legitimate. And again, there's an easy way to do things. If I create this article right now and posted it to this website, would it rank? I don't know. We haven't seen the quality yet, but I'll give you my assessment after looking at it. The likelihood is typically yes in these scenarios, but it's yes for a short time, where it's going to rank, and then Google's going to say, hey, look, this is not getting the brand voice, the traffic, and people are not converting because they're looking at the search results. They own this browser I'm using, Google Chrome, and they're actually looking at the data, and as we could tell from the court filings in the U.S. courts, they're for the antitrust lawsuit, and they're going to deprioritize that page over time. And if Google also gives your site a score, like you will never know what this score is, but this score is something that they have on their side that says this site is trustworthy or not. And the second you get below that threshold, tanked. And where's all that investment gone? Is it worth it? I would still say no. I think there's some business cases where people think something is short-sighted is going to do a good job and work and whatever, up to them. But I've seen the downside of that. I've seen it with link building penalizations and all of that. And that's not to scare you. It's just to make you aware of the risks. At the end of the day, if you're running a law firm, you're running a business. And your objective is to make money. Your objective is to help people and their biggest time of need and really make a difference in the world. And can you do all of that with a brand that you're going to burn to the ground and have some visibility for this week, but lose it next week? And my answer is probably no, but up to you. Looks like they have an on-page audit. So this is cool. Let's take a quick look at this. It's probably what the crawl is doing right now. Oh, it's asking for the URL. I'm going to just put San Diego personal injury attorney, run audit. Let's see how the topical map generator works. So the way that you have your content pillars basically set up, this like really important content and the supplementing content, what we do to create those is typically a content map. I'm sure it'll take a few minutes as well. So this is going to create a content topical map. Let's put in our website URL. It's going to put in the root domain. You might say injured victims that had acquired hospitalization, whatever that is. Business intent, more cases. Company background. We are a personal injury law firm. Oh, look, it's integrating with ChatGPT, professional voice, third person, act as who, attorney Bob Smith. I'm just making this up. Reading level. I'm glad I put this in here because this is something that a lot of people just really miss as they're writing, especially with attorneys. But other attorneys are typically, in a lot of practice areas, not their audience. So you're speaking jargon to people that have no idea what you're saying. And actually my fear is you watching this video, so I'm doing that exact same thing. So I hope not. But I'm just going to write writing style here. Let's see what options it gives. Writing style. We'll just say helpful, because I'm a big fan of providing value. It's going to do images. Oh, you're going to love these images. A attorney helping an injured victim. Links to include. Okay, fun. All right. McClellan Law Firm. Website URL. Okay, and I can put it on the local SEO information. Oh, it integrates with WordPress. Okay, that's cool. I think I'm impressed based on what comes out of here. Let's make this commercial search intent here. Okay, so that's running now. We have that going. Content planner, car accident attorney. Let's see what happens here. Generate keyword clusters. Content plan created. Doesn't look like it's loading yet. Well, wait a minute. No idea what Quest is. Let's see. Car accident attorney. Analyze it. Scholar. Car accident attorney. Analyze page. Meta generator. Good. It's doing meta tags. AI content. Templates. There's a lot of templates. One of the things I talked about earlier is if content's not performing, one of the things we have to do is potentially rewrite it. That's something that you would do if you wanted to refresh it. It looks like it could do it for you. Again, really think of the value of what you're doing here. Your goal is to sign cases, so faster may not always be the best choice. Still AI generating all this stuff. I'm excited to see what it comes back with at the least, like so I can tell you if it's shit or if it's good, but we'll revisit that. We've already looked at Site Explorer, keywords. Looks like there's a keyword magic tool. Let's do this one. Car accident attorney search. Just like Ahrefs has something similar. Let's see what happens here. I'm assuming it's going to show up with a lot of variants or LSI keywords, keywords that are similar or topically relevant. And that there's a rank tracker, website, domain, location. Okay. So that's good, at least from a perspective of, you can look at it to one geographic city, but you're still at the same problem where you're only searching from one location. And the other thing I really have to mention, which I didn't mention yet, can't believe it eluded me. When you're talking about keyword rankings, Google's main index, the one that most people are going to see, is their mobile index. So if you're not searching for rankings, looking at it from a mobile perspective, then whatever data you're getting is inaccurate. So maybe that's tablet data, or maybe that's desktop computer data. But that's also different from Google Maps, right? Which also helps kind of feed like Google Local, which is Google business profiles, as they're called today. So yeah, it's good that it has that. Could it do better? Yeah. Okay, it looks like they have a site audit. They have a GSC performance. This is awesome. So remember I said, talk about your real data. Just like Ahrefs, it looks like you can incorporate your real data and put all this in. Looks like you can record site events, perhaps. Maybe that's when something changes on your site so that you have a record of it. Report builder, digital PR. Okay, so it looks like right from here, from this tool, I could create one. Let me see. Write it good. I want to see what I think is going to happen. It's going to take me to a page where I can buy things. That's my guess. One image required. Okay. What should I do here? Let's do one of those. Continue. All right, so that's loading. Back to topical dominance. See if anything changed. Looks like maybe nothing changed here. Or it's still loading. You know how much I love loading and waiting. Let's go back to here. Report builder while that's loading. I'm out of coda. Okay, so you need to be on a bigger plan. That's fine. Don't know what this is going to get to. Looks like there's campaigns and templates and all that stuff, which, I mean, it's nice that it's all in here. Does it work? One thing that scares me about tools like this is when they have it all in there, which is definitely ideal. Like if I'm running an agency, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. This is easy. This is perfect. From a standpoint of, is it going to be effective? If you're doing the exact same things that your competitor can, let's say this law firm uses this and one other law firm pops up and uses the same software and they both click that button, like there's no differentiation that's going to happen. And that's hard to separate yourself from an authority standpoint. So that's just something I think about. But the ease of it, like, hey, you can actually get it done. There's a trade-off there. Okay, so backlinks, backlink research. Okay, that's good. Just like Ahrefs is very up for that. It does backlinks and backlink gap analysis where you can see, hey, what keywords does my website rank to versus my competitors? So velocity, how fast are you getting these backlinks? Is there a sudden spike and then a drop off? I think consistency is always the key when it comes to SEO. Low, slow, big, equal big gains. It's kind of like lifting, right? You're not going to see the results tomorrow, but you keep pumping the iron, you're going to see it. Bulk domain authority checker, auto 1.0, weekly tasks tailored to your website's goals. I mean, you got to love that, assuming those are accurate. So I'm kind of curious, what's it going to tell me to do? See if it'll tell me, or if I have to wait. Looks like it already exists. Oh, see tasks. Missed it. Right in front of me. That was a user error, not a UI error. Your competitors gained 8 new referring domains. Review these. SEOflocks.io. Okay, these sound like agencies that they're getting links from. Those are not great links. So, don't love that. I think if you're SEO looking behind this and like saying, hey, look, this is a good suggestion or this is a shit suggestion, then maybe. But that's kind of not a great first impression from my perspective. Report builder, one thing we didn't look at. I'm sure we can build a custom report and do an automated report. Let's see here. I'm sure that's nice once I saw that if I were to see the end of it. I can integrate all the steps. Let's see what the basic report looks like though. We can do that right now. We have the time for that. Okay, let's view it. Don't know why all of those are 0, but okay, it's something. I'm not impressed with it, but I probably should have selected more options and integrated more things in. Ahrefs has something similar. And now local SEO. Manage your local one. Okay, so heat map keywords. This is what I was talking about earlier. Let's see what we have here. Searching from right here, which is where the office is probably located. And if I'm searching, sitting next to my office, I'm likely to always see my business ranking as number 1. So what we have to do is we do something like this, a Geo-Grid, and say, hey, look, let's do a circle. So it's going to do a circle of rankings, 3 layers, 39 pins across 3 miles, and you're going to refresh this monthly. Okay, let's run the scan. Yeah, I want a circle. It's fine, 3 miles. So what should happen is it should give us this map and say, look, this is how well you're ranking in the local pack results, in what position, as if I was searching from different GPS locations throughout the city, different coordinates. So I'm excited to see this because I'm a local SEO nerd. It's my expertise and what I like to write books on. Car accident attorney is not looking good in the local pack for the McClellan firm. That may not be their primary focus after all, but basically it's saying that you're nowhere to be found. And this is a great example. So look at number 1 here, San Diego personal injury lawyer, mobile law group. So if I'm searching from the middle of the airport runway, that's what I'm going to see. But if I'm over here by this law firm, look, now I'm seeing King Emempor and the Law Brothers and HHJ. And if I'm over here down by Main Street, again, different results. So where I am searching, I'm going to see different results. So that's important. It is very concerning that the McClellan law firm in San Diego is not ranking very well for this keyword. Next to where their office is, that could be an issue with their Google business profile. Maybe it doesn't look suspended, it looks like it's active. In local ranking factors, it looks like it has some things in here where you can automatically submit to the data aggregators. That's cool. Love that. Makes it easy. Automations. Let's see what automations there are. Posts. Looks like you can schedule automated posting, which is something that we do for our clients. Looks like that you have auto responses for reviews. As if you've read any of my material on local SEO, you should always respond to reviews. Questions and answers. Looks like it'll do the Q&A. Maybe some automated responses. And then it looks like you can order links and stuff from here too. Should you do that? Probably not. Do you have to do it? I would find a different way, but got to get some links. If you're ordering links from here, everybody else is probably able to do that as well. That would be my concern. I think the best links you should go after are PR links, where I'm doing a study of the most dangerous roads here in San Diego, and I've created this big interactive chart and then pitch that through a press release to news people. So overall, more impressed than I thought I would be with the functionality. I would say it has more functionality than Ahrefs, like it's doing more for sure. The automation parts of it really are interesting to me, but let's go back to the content and see what happened with this, because it could also just be crap, or it could be amazing and blow me away. Still generating the 1 article. Is it still generating the on-page audit? Could take up to 2 minutes. Well, we're well beyond that now. Topical maps. Okay, topic idea. This one's done. Great. Okay, so start building. Here we go. Perfect. So it's saying, what do we have here? Car accident attorney, trial preparation strategies, car accident, trial preparation tips, and essential. Basically saying, yeah, it's giving us a topical map here of content that we can create. Now the question is, did we create any content in another 11 and a half hours? Okay, interesting. You can integrate to WordPress, also cool from that perspective. So it has the pillar page and saying here, look, these are the other things you need to do. That's helpful for sure. This one, content planner, did not seem to be that helpful. Quest, let's see what came back with these results. Query failed, okay. Not impressive. Car accident attorney, it's giving a score. So clarity, factuality, human effort, bad. Information gain, bad. Content. I haven't looked at any of these metrics before, but it is funny just to kind of see that stuff. And I'd love to throw in some human content now, which I think I'll probably do after this video or on another video. There's no shortage of data that this tool gives you. And does it give you a lot of comprehensive data? Absolutely. Is it nice that it's all in one place? Yes. I think the biggest downsides to me right now are probably the accuracy of the data and the timing it takes, mainly because I'm impatient, probably more than anything else. And also that it's a one-size-fits-all. Plumbers are using this, and SEO agencies, and whoever. So it's not tailored. So the advice you'll find probably is going to be generic, and that's why I'm kind of hoping to get this content as well so that we can review it, because typically what we find in these situations is they're going out and they're kind of scraping generic data and they're putting it together, and what happens is you have a piece of content that doesn't stand out. It's something that doesn't attract a lot of eyeballs, and even if it ranks, it doesn't attract cases. So here we are, just using it after this video. I would say Search Atlas shows a lot of promise. It's been around for, I think, quite a long time. And if you're looking for a do-it-yourself SEO type thing for your law firm, then this could definitely be a strong option for you, especially because if you compare this interface to Ahrefs, it would be night and day. Ahrefs' interface is just kind of a lot more confusing, and it's not as clear, whereas this, they've taken the time to really draw it out. And I'm looking for a car accident. What questions are my people looking to hire me that have been seriously injured have? Are they going to be interested in my settlements? Yeah. What else are they going to want to see? What questions are they going to have? Because people are going to make the decision in this space. And even though the homepage of this website is nice, this is a money page. This is car accident page. I bet if we look at truck accident or anything else, or motorcycle, we'll probably see the same thing. Yep, same page template. So this is like, hey, I've written this page for SEO, and I would be shocked if this converts at any strong percentage, because it is not telling a story. It is just a wall of frickin' text, which is what digital marketers are notorious for. One of the things that we did at Juris Digital is we became story brand certified. So we use a framework and we tell the story and we make you the guide that helps the customer through their journey to success. So overall, this video was long. I hope you found it helpful. This is my overview of auto SEO. And if you have any questions about SEO and legal marketing, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, TikTok, or YouTube or anything. I'm constantly making videos. I have a lot more in the queue and have my work cut out for me for 2025. Thanks a lot.